Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest am here, the creator and writer of the Honesty Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to teach us how to become spiritual beings and help us to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things. But if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it will not stop me. So, angel number 27, we are going to do a quick get into the vortex reading. God, what do we need to know for this month of October? What tool do we need to be mindful of to either get ourselves in the vortex or keep ourselves in the vortex of our dreams? The reason I got this card, this deck, is because I had saw this video and Jerry was Esther was speaking about how a lot of the times before our blessings start coming in, you'll just feel good. And the reason why you're feeling good is because you're starting to get in a vortex. But so often, a lot of us don't stay in the vortex because we're like, well, nothing is coming. We get discouraged. So I want to get a message, angel number 111, to see how do we stay in the vortex. God, allow no room for doubt or confusion. Just give us one card that we can use. So, I'm actually going to focus on this card. Wow. These are actually pretty good. I can stop attracting don't wants by my attention to do wants. So in this month of October, God is wanting you to understand the power of your thoughts. And a lot of the things, I've been speaking to this a lot, how we co-create with the universe is not only what we give our attention to, but it's also the choices that we make. And for a lot of us, we have like kind of this default setting to think the worst case scenario or to think that, it can't get better. And so this card is coming out to show us that things can get better, and it can get better simply by what we put our attention to. You cannot rid the world of things that bother you. You have got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. And when you get rid of your vibration of things that bother you, no things that bother you can come. But you cannot really get rid of anything from your vibration because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. The only way to stop attracting something that you don't want is by giving your attention to something that you do want. But you have to take small steps in it. And so angel number 242, an example of this, very simple, is if you don't have a relationship, instead of focusing on not having a relationship, I really feel like this is why God and why we've been getting this message so much to love on yourself, is because when you focus on you not having a relationship, all the universe does is just magnify what you don't have. But when you start to turn your attention to loving on yourself, to doing things that make you feel better, to just making yourself feel better, which is loving on yourself, and it's also increasing your vibration, then you're also shifting your attention away from what you don't have. And because you're not focusing on that anymore, it gives the universe a really good opportunity to bring in what you've been wanting. Angel number 327. A good example of this, taking it away from love, is last week I manifested some pizza. So I was walking my dog, and my neighbor, he had like some pizza. One of my neighbors in the building, he had some pizza, and I was going to call out to him and like make a joke like, hey, let me have some of that pizza, but he never turned to me. And so I like kind of just let it go and just, went about my walk with Cuddy. Then when I was coming back in, that same neighbor was coming back in at the same time, and we ended up getting on the elevator together. And, we weren't even talking about the pizza, but I was just like, he's like, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm tired. I think I walked Cuddy too long. Angel number 404. And I'm like, nah, I don't even feel like cooking. And he was like, well, yeah, it's like way too late to try to cook something. It was like almost like 6:30 at that point, which it was really late to try to cook something. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go find something to eat. And he's like, well, why don't you just come get some pizza or whatever? He's like, I bought this pizza. I thought I was gonna eat all of it, and I'm not gonna eat it. Literally just like that. Because I turned my attention away from not having a pizza, didn't even think about the pizza no more, and then the pizza came back around. And so that's what God is trying to get you to understand. The same method, the same thing can apply for the love and all the stuff that you want, honestly. And that's where I'm really trying to turn my attention away from like focusing on my job and like it's bad, but I'm like, I kind of stopped caring, but that's the only way that I can, it's like to protect myself, I have to stop caring and to turn my attention elsewhere so that I can attract what I really want. The other card that came out is by default, I could have attracted unwanted relationships. And this is what God, excuse me. But this is what God is trying to get you to understand about your attention. So when you focus on, I don't have a man, I don't have a man, I don't have a man, but I want a man. Angel number 420. I'm not saying that you're never going to get a man, but you can attract the ain't shit version of that man. And it's because your vibration is so desperate, because it's like, please, 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 somebody please look at me. And I'm gonna be honest, like that's how I was for like the last 2 to 3 years, because I was losing so many friends that I was just out here like, please be my friend, please be my friend. I just want somebody to be my friend. And I was putting out like all this desperate ass energy. And it's like, no wonder I was attracting the people that I was attracting. Angel number 550. So it's like, when you like stop focusing on what you don't have and stop being so desperate about it, you can attract something differently into your life. Many of the relationships or experiences that you have attracted, you would not have deliberately attracted if you have been doing it on purpose. But much of your attraction is done by But much of your attraction is not done by deliberate intent, but rather by default. It is important to understand that you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. And chronic thoughts about unwanted things, invites, or asks matches experiences. The law of attraction makes it so. And so what God is trying to get you to understand is, whether you believe in the law of attraction or not, it still applies. Take that in. Angel number 642. Whether you believe in this shit or not, it still applies. So my thing is, that's why I get so frustrated with some people who like try to like just, let me stop. I get frustrated with people because it's like, well, you can either believe this shit works or you can keep living the shitty ass life that you're living and don't think it works. But it's going to apply either way. And so what God is trying to get you to understand is, because the law of attraction is working whether you believe in it or not, in order to start getting shit to start working in your favor, why don't you change your intention into believing that it's working for the good? Why don't you change your attention to the positive? Why don't you stop focusing on bullshit? It's so funny that people are like, oh, you really just change your life by thinking positive? And it's like, well, negative bitch, have you tried? Have you tried for a day to try to like change your life just by your thoughts? And my thing is, if your life has been fucked up for 20, 15 years, what does it cost you to try to think positive for a month? Just a month. Just do it for 1 month. You ain't got to do it for me. Do it for yourself and just see how differently your life goes. Yeah, I can sit here and tell you how I manifested pizza and how I manifested this and how I manifested the whole group of a black group retreat. I can tell you how I did all this shit, how I manifested a whole fucking yoga studio on top of my office building. Angel number 808. But it's always going to sound like bullshit until you apply it to your life. And I get it, because now I'm in a whole nother level. Now I'm trying to attract the career that I want. And you know what? Everybody around me is looking at me like I'm fucking crazy because I refuse to apply for a corporate job. Because I'm at this point where I'm like, no, I want to see God do it. I want to see God do it. I don't want to do it myself. Because I've seen the other manifestations, so now I need to see the big shit. So instead of focusing on, oh, well, how can it happen to them? And I'm just going to keep focusing on this. Keep focusing on giving this energy out. Keep focusing on building myself up. Keep focusing on loving on myself. Keep focusing on thinking positive. At least until this fucking year is out. And then next year I can apply for some shit. But I'm like, I've never in my life just completely trusted God until now. And that's what God is saying. You ain't have to do it. He's not asking you to do this shit forever. Just give him a month. 1 month. 1 month of positive thinking and see what happens, okay? Last thing, God says, other opinions are less important than my personal guidance system. I don't know how much this message then came out today. God is saying, you're so worried about what other people are thinking and what people are going to think about you. And the thing is, people are going to talk about you whether you do something or not. They're going to have some shit to say whether you change the world or not, because a lot of people ain't got shit else to do but talk. I remember I was like thinking, does this matter? Is anybody paying attention? And I'm like, Amber, what the fuck else you going to do? What else do you have to do other than write your book, do these videos, and make your articles? You ain't got nothing else to do. So why not try to bring this dream about? Why not think positive? Why not think that, oh, all of this is happening for my greater good? Because what does it cost you? Is what I'm trying to get you to understand. What does it cost you to try to think positive? So I'm going to leave that message at that, because I feel like it's very, very clear that God just wants you to understand that the power is on you. A lot of us are from the church, and we're waiting for God to do this big magical miracle in our life. But deep down inside, we don't even believe that it's possible. We don't even believe that it can happen. And then you're wondering why your life isn't changing. It's on you, boo. You got to make the decision if you're going to try it or if you're going to believe it or not. Okay. I love you. I want it for you. That's why I'm here. But I can't give it to you. And that's the shit that don't nobody want to say. Because then ain't nobody going to buy their classes. Then ain't nobody going to be signing up for their webinars. Because you can have all the fucking information in the world, but until you apply the shit, what does it matter? All right, God. Do you have anything you want to say about this message? I can't stop attracting don't wants by turning my attention to do wants. Okay. I go where you go. That's what God is saying. He wants what you want. He's not judging you. So turn your attention to what you want. Most people are just trying to survive. Stop worrying about what other people are doing. If people knew that they could change their life based just on their thinking, they would do it. But they don't know it. So that's why God is telling you, you be the person to do it. It's not only about being right. What God is saying is, a lot of you guys, for some reason, you want to be a good person, bad person. Oh, it's wrong for me to be a billionaire. It's wrong for me to do this. Is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? What God is saying, you need to trust yourself and allow your true north to lead. Angel number 1149. Prepare to be astounded. What God is saying, you take this month of you take this month of just loving on yourself, being true to yourself, then you will be on the ride of your lifetime. Yeehaw, doubling down on that, and they choose you. God is saying, He chose you. He chose you to come in this world. He chose you to live your life of your dreams. And the crazy thing is, you knew all the shit that you was going to be able to do. God gave you the plan. You was so hype about it. You was like, God, I'm about to come down here and fuck Earth up real quick. And you forgot. You got here. You was like, it's ghetto. It's horrible. Forgetting that you chose to come to this ghetto horrible place. Get it together, girl. You glow, we beam. What God is saying, you be that light, and we come in and we'll stream your light out. Again, God is trying to get us to understand the power is all inside and it's all on you. So what you gonna do? Okay? As your number 1246, I'm gonna end this beautiful, beautiful reading with a Sufi. I love it. I want y'all like that. I want me. I want y'all, but I really want me. I want me to see this out. I have to see. I want a miracle. I believe in miracles. And I'm just in this place where I'm like, okay, God, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that miracle. I'm not going to move. But you got to be like that. You got to go a little crazy to, just see the shit go. I'm like, I'm putting all my energy into one thing because I want the universe to be clear. This is where I'm trying to go. Okay? I can stop attracting my don't wants by attracting my do wants. By default, I could have attracted unwanted relationships. Other opinions are less than my personal guidance system. I hear somebody saying, please read that card. You did not intend to use the opinions of others to measure against your beliefs, desires, or actions in order to determine the appropriateness of them. So that's why God is saying you don't need to worry about being right or wrong. Instead, you knew and still remember long after you were born that it is a relationship between your opinion or knowledge of the source within you and your current thoughts in any moment that will offer you perfect guidance in the form of your emotional guidance system. What God is saying for a lot of you guys, you're not going after your dreams because you're scared. You're like, I don't know if this, I don't know if I'm smart enough. He's not giving me the whole answers. He's not giving me everything. But what God's trying to get you to understand, when you just declare for yourself that you're going to become a spiritual being, that you're going to walk out your path, that you're going to focus on what you do want, that you're going to manifest the life of your dreams, what you have to understand is that that's going to get you in sync. You're going to be grounded in yourself. When you're grounded in yourself, that means that you're able to pay attention to your emotions. When you're able to pay attention to your emotions, when you move out in this world and you get intuitive hits or you get a thing that's like, you listen to it because you know, like, okay, I'm going to move there. Literally, you can just use your own body to be like, okay, should I do? Your body is a pendulum. Should I go this way or should I not? Listen to yourself and it'll tell you which way to go. Okay. 1443. They're not going to teach this, guys, because they want you to buy shit. That's why self-help is so rich. But the crazy thing is, none of this shit works unless you try, unless you do it on yourself. So, just gonna leave it at that. Return to joy. We are here to experience joy. Come on, God. Angel number 1515. Because that's what we're here for. We're here for joy. We here for joy. We here to live life. And the reason why God is saying it's not about being right, because the thing is, like, spiritual is so personal. Everybody has their own thing. And I know, like, how I interact with God, how I talk to God is not going to be how you going to talk to God or how you're going to interact with God. But that don't mean it's not right. And the crazy thing is 1440. I actually got an article on Honestly Sis about this. Like, the world wants us to think that we'll go into chaos if we just had freedom and we had no rules. But the truth is, that is what the world is supposed to be. It's supposed to be freedom with no rules, where we're all using our own emotional guidance systems. And the truth is, if we would just stop focusing on what other people did and what society said was right and wrong, the world probably would be more at peace, because deep down inside, everybody's just really trying to survive. They trying to be the best person that they could be. It's number 1616. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Y'all can do it or not, or you can just keep watching my ascension, because I'm done. I'm on this train. I bought into God. This is the treadmill that I'm willing to die on. I'm willing to die on being on these videos until I finish my book and be like, y'all, it ain't true. Like, God lied. God ain't gonna be up. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, I just feel like my life is just getting better and better. And I'm gonna be like, yo, God really the shit. All right, anyways. Angel number 1650. We are here to experience joy. Oh, Sufi disciples of the moment. Roses are blooming and the nightingale is drunk. It is the call to ecstasy. In the wilderness of the gloom, the moment is instant. When you shower rain upon me from the cloud of mercy. Rumi. Not J&B daughter. Trusting in the divine plan and knowing we should enjoy every moment of our lives are the first step towards freedom with mental and spiritual pain. What did I just say? Angel number 1720. You know what? God, I'm done. I'm done. It's like, no, hold on. Let me hurry up. I do got some other stuff I need to be doing. Okay. Trusting in the divine plan and knowing we should enjoy every moment of our lives are the first steps towards freedom from mental and spiritual pain. We all have bad days, even weeks, when we fall down in our ability to be happy. No matter how long we live, if we cannot enjoy our prosperity, we are refusing the divine gift of life. Dear one, life can be hard, but happy people are those who tend to move through hard times with an attitude of clarity versus victimhood. Unhappy people are those who see themselves as victims of life. They see what has happened to them rather than finding a way through and out of it. Concentrating on what's wrong in this world versus what's right does not lead to a happy life. There is no escaping from experiencing fear and worry at times, but make an important distinction between feeling it and living it. You might be so caught up with achieving your next goal or the next item on your to-do list that you forgot how wonderful life truly is. As Rumi suggests, concentrate on living in the now and create a dream about the future. This is how you become excited about something you are working on, grateful for what you have, and you are able to dream about the possibilities of life. Honestly, Angel number 1850, when I read that concentrating on what's wrong in this world versus what's right does not lead to a happy life, it just made me think about like the news and like how so much stuff is about how fucked up the world is. And like literally you go on Twitter and all people is just like, the world is going to end and all of this stuff. And it's like, I get it. When you look around, it feels like Angel number 1911, like there's just a lot of shit going on. Like there's just a lot of chaos in this world. But I feel like what God is trying to get us to understand, especially now, like we're in a transition of power. We have the ability to change this world. That's why we're getting so much propaganda. That's why we're having so much, now all of a sudden they trying to take away Wade versus Roe, like, because they want to go backwards. But our power as spiritual beings, our power as light workers, our power as shadow workers, whatever you want to call yourself, the reason why you are here is to hone down. And you don't have to march in the street. You don't have to go tell nobody on your job, but you can do it every day within yourself by just being in alignment with what is true to you, by focusing on what you love in the world that you want to build. Every time some crazy stuff come on, I'm like, oh God, that's why I want to do this. And that's why I want this. It's like you have to use the craziness to focus on the positive. My thing is, if your life has been fucked up for so long, what does it hurt you to try to think positive for a month? That's all I'm leaving it. Angel number 2020. If you do want to try this, put your hand on your heart and touch and agree with me as I say this. I am here in this world to experience joy. I dedicate a portion of my everyday life to turning off all technology and slowing the pace of my life. I celebrate the present moment and live in gratitude. I am here in this world to experience joy. I dedicate a portion of my everyday life to turning off all technology and slowing the pace of my life. I celebrate the present moments and live in gratitude. I am in this world to experience joy. I dedicate a portion of my everyday life to turning off all technology and slowing the pace of my life. I celebrate the present moments and live in gratitude. Ashe. Guys, if you want to try to change your life, I just ask that just for this month of October, please, I swear it's so critical. It's honestly so critical from now to the rest of the year because Chiron is in retrograde, but we ain't even gonna go into that. But for this month of October, if you have never, ever in your life tried to change your mind or tried to think positive, I need you. We need you. The world needs you to try to think positive. And honestly, as I'm saying this, I really feel like I may want to do like before the end of this year I'll do like a meditation for our community, just so that I want y'all to see y'all power. Because I feel like if you could just see what you can manifest in your life by just focusing on a positive, then maybe we can start making some global shifts. But first, take care of yourself, okay? All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to this end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never let someone tell you what you cannot do. Namaste. Angel number 22010. See you soon.